We have
Sure.
another question because we have NFTs in the future
Correct.
multiverse packages.
Yeah.
And these
Right.
packages offer you to be part of the future multiverse direct in a marketing NFT and as a part of a corporate NFT. So perhaps you can tell
Yeah.
us something about that, why they are so special and why it's perfect time to be part of the
Sure.
future multiverse now.
Perfect. It's actually our platform, how we've designed it is a great example for how NFTs can be designed and what different functions they can have. So as one example, we in our packages, we have our marketing NFTs and corporate NFTs, which are specifically in that case participation NFTs. So basically, when you own them through buying one of those packages, you will basically lifetime long have a participation from all the revenues we're generating on the platform, all the transaction fees, all the memberships, and also in the marketing NFTs, basically also a percentage of all the commissions that are generated in that system. But in our case, we have created a limited amount of those. In the moment when those limited amounts are sold and have been purchased by governments, different types of clients, companies, individuals, then basically they are limited. They are not expandable afterwards anymore. There's only a certain limited amount available. And those who own it, we are verifying basically on the blockchain every time where we make, let's say, dividend payouts, we are verifying on the blockchain which user or who is basically owning one of those keys. And we have on different levels. Basically, the higher the package is that the client purchased initially, the higher the qualification level is for the pools that are paying out those dividends on a regular basis.
Okay, so it's possible to buy a
So,
package in the future multiverse called marketing package or corporate package. And over these
yeah,
packages, you get some NFTs in your wallet. And
right.
with these NFTs, you are qualified to be part of all that the future multiverse generates. If it's transaction fees, memberships, the own things that future multiverse produces or offers as design packages or things like that. So, and
Right.
it's normal then if you pay for at least 3,000 USD, then you get less than if you pay 12 million USD to be the highest part of
Right.
participation in the future multiverse, then you get more
Right.
from these pools. So that's a very
Correct.
important thing to know.
Correct.
And perhaps
Correct.
there is another thing, because I heard that there are only a few thousand NFTs that will be sold.
Correct.
And this is something very special if you compare it with a stock share. So if you say there's a stock market company and they sell stock shares, 1
Right.
million, and 1 year later they sell 1 more million. So everyone is part of the company and now they get only half of the benefits. This is something
Right.
special in the future multiverse. Perhaps you can tell us
Right.
something about that, why it's another
Yes,
thing than a
100%.
stock share company.
Very good point. We have limited the amount of those participation NFTs to a certain specific amount and said when those are sold, we will never ever reproduce any of those participation shares. And those who have been part of this initial phase of our journey, they will forever, lifetime long, be participating from all of those revenues and the growth of the company and the whole global expansion. Also, now initially already of our public launch, which we have targeted to $2 billion through all of our connections worldwide, which we already covered in another interview. We will never ever produce any more of those participation NFTs. They're limited in the total amount. And everyone who owns those NFTs, they also have the possibility to sell them later if they want to. What we recommend not to do because it's a lifetime long participation, basically. But still, if they would want to, then anyone who is interested after we have finished our pre-launch, which is the start of our public launch. So we have designed that and defined internally that after all of those participation NFTs are sold, then our public launch will be initiated. So if anyone is interested in buying one of those participation NFTs after we have started our public launch, they have to buy it from the existing amount that is there. But again, if no one of our existing community is selling those, then there will not be any availability. So also, let's say basically then our community can decide for what price they're selling it. But again, we don't recommend to sell them because they will have a lifetime long participation. And what we have built now has incredible, let's say, unique selling point, very unique position in this entire market. So we have an incredible opportunity through that for everyone who already owns it, so don't sell it. And for anyone who still wants to buy it, the only time frame that they have is right now before we initiate our public.
And one thing to think about why not selling is, for instance, to have only some thousand owners is something. And another thing is that the future multiverse will grow over the next years, and many more memberships will be sold. Many more people will do business on the future multiverse. The amount that gets to the pool will increase in a massive way, if we are right. And there are only some thousand people still in the pools. So your lifetime income will grow, the growing of the future multiverse. So think about this, and then I think it's clear that you won't sell your NFT in the future multiverse in your packages. So now it's the best time. These NFTs are only part of the packages until the public launch starts. Take your view on the packages of the future multiverse, think about what we just talked about, and then decide what's best for you.
To add something quickly to that, because we also have different other NFTs in our packages, which is just quickly to mention, because we started with the question, what are NFTs in general?
Yes.
And I mentioned there's different functionalities. So NFTs could be used on the one side, as an example, created that ourselves, is as a participation NFT on the, let's say, revenues, let's say, incentives within an ecosystem. But also they can have, in our case, also in our packages that can be purchased with the participation NFTs. There's also a certain amount of square meters, let's say economic square meters, that can be utilized in our future multiverse. So practical example, if somebody buys a package that includes, for example, 1,000 square meters, one square meter is currently sold at $30. Those square meters can be used in a way that somebody who owns, for example, 1,000 square meters in our exhibition, in our future Trans Expo, future multiverse exhibition, they can select, for example, they can say 250 economic square meters. I want to choose and position myself in, for example, the real estate and construction industry. Then another 250 square meters, they can say, I want to position myself in the IT and AI exhibition in this industry sector. And they can, if they own this land plot, they can design something on top of that land plot. For example, if they have a company or a specific project with specific products and services or assets, we offer design services. So we can create a hyper-realistic, fully functional replication of this product, service, asset, project, whatsoever, of this company or this entire country and entire smart city, whatsoever. This depends on the total entire scope. We can digitize this, and this can be represented, positioned on this specific land plot. And then the products that are designed on top of it can be sold through our marketplace or through our Launchpad. Projects can be offered through there, and end clients can purchase it, or agents can refer it to someone else to earn intermediary commissions, or investments can be done fully automatized through our platform via KYC, KYB, etc. So the NFTs basically can represent the ownership of the land plot where all of this is happening on. So for example, in those packages, when there's initially 1,000 square meters purchased, the new owner can now say 250 square meter I want to position here, 250 square meter I want to position here, 100 square meters I want to position here, 50 here, 50 here. So they can position themselves as they want, or they save themselves one land plot with 1,000 square meters, depending on how they want to position themselves. And then they could also say, though, that they want to sell this land plot and offer it to someone else at a higher price. Or they can also say, I keep this land plot. I don't want to build something on top of it myself, but I want to lease it out to a company who can. So somebody can also say, maybe only out of a, let's say, investment perspective, they can say, I purchase certain land plots in the best positions, and then I lease it out to companies that understand this use case and want to use this. And they can charge monthly rent for it. So right now, also additionally to the participation NFTs, which are limited, also the amount of total land, let's say economic space available on our exhibition is limited. And we will also, after our public launch, so the participation NFTs will already stop being offered when all of those packages are sold with the participation NFTs, then our public launch will start. But in our public launch, this is the last phase that we will even offer any economic space on the exhibition to be sold. After the public launch, we're not selling at all even anymore any land which is available, any economic space. We will only offer it for rent. So then companies can only come to us and can say, I want to rent a certain amount of economic space for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months or longer. And these are all transactions within our ecosystem that then will be again shared through our pools to everyone who owns the participation NFTs. So there's participation NFTs, there's land ownership NFTs. So they basically represent the ownership contract of a specific land plot or of specific square meters that can then be turned into a land plot. And then also there's different other forms of NFTs, such as our membership. Our membership will also be an NFT. So we will be able to check on the blockchain who actually has a certain membership for a specific time frame. So there's different ways of how NFTs can be designed. We've covered already many of those different use cases, but there's every company or every creator basically can also customize NFTs in their own way of how they want to do it. And we also offer, let's say, the right legal and compliance support through our platform. So anyone who says I have a specific project, specific asset, specific company, maybe there's projects who want to tokenize their entire company, even their stocks, for example. There's also ways of how that can be done. But for that, we have the right legal and compliance support of our law firm that we are closely working with, very strong expertise in that field. So everyone who's also interested in building within our future multiverse, they can do that. We have all the tools available to do that. So it means from the compliance support to the technical possibilities and support to the actual possibility to offer also what is created, what is represented through our marketplaces, and that everyone can share it. And again, then if a company is building within our future multiverse, that means already they purchased participation NFT if they're already part of a pre-launch, or they have purchased a certain amount of economic space or renting it. So, but anyone who's interested in building with our technology, they should now consider to see there's actually possibilities how they can also long-term benefit from everything that the entire future multiverse is doing and how we're growing. So this opportunity is only limited for pre-launch now, then we're doing the public launch, and then after the public launch, those opportunities will not be available anymore.
What is possible in the future multiverse? And so we can conclude NFT or non-fungible tokens have different functionalities. They are secure, saved on the blockchain, and within the future multiverse, there are many possibilities to use them and to earn money with them. So thank you very much, dear Simon, for all your answers.
Thank you for the question.
Now we know more about NFTs and the NFTs within the future multiverse. Think about to be part of the future multiverse because of these NFTs that we offer in our packages. And stay tuned here until we have the newest episode of Ask the Founder the next time. Bye-bye.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.